Men and boys have gathered at the stadium in Tifudi in Mbembe in Limpopo to take part in a Tshivenda traditional bare-knuckle fist fighting called Musangwe. It started in the early 1800s when the herd boys would encourage their bulls to fight one another. The fighting of the bulls would then encourage the boys to start fighting. The men of Venda tribes have for decades fought each other. But for more on this, let's cross to our reporter Ndanganeni Mudau. Ndanganeni, very good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us to take us through what's happening there.
Good afternoon and thank you so much. We're still coming to you live from Tifudi Stadium. Very hot, very sunny. We are sweating, but we are having fun. What is taking place here is the Musangwe. It's a traditional Tshivenda feast fighting that has been taking place for many years. This is one of the cultural activities that Venda people take pride on. And through this kind of event, it has produced so many professional boxers who are now recognized, some of them even internationally. But here with me, I have the president of Musangwe, who himself once fought in the same ground, and now he's found himself being a president of this Musangwe activity. Who will tell us more about the importance of retaining this culture. Musangwe uyu uamba mini.
Musangwe riko uamba mutu anokolusiwa samunna ane hanga dobu avua ovusa kakati kaba fuma kazina kaba. Hoy mutu abu ya pati wa abamuna walde azorni batu bote ba wana protection ngapasi ha.
But you were once a boxer or a fist fighter here, Musangwe, and now you have found yourself as the president. Please take us through the years while you were participating as a fighter to this day. How did this happen to this day?
Yeah, you see, while I was still young, my father was used to take me on his shoulders, taking me into the Musangwe ground. When I reached there, he said, no, fight them. And I fought many fights without losing until all the elders said, no, Mr. Ndevan, you are going to be the leader of Musangwe. I have taken this thing from 1993 up to today's date. So I am here to commemorate what my elders were doing, what my ancestors were doing.
So tell me, throughout all these years, do you have any casualties that you have experienced in this kind of traditional fighting?
Yeah, in 1928, it happened there in the deep tank, wherein someone was fighting and was beaten until he get death. So they've made a symbolic grave there in our ritual ground. But unfortunately, because we are in the stadium now, you cannot see it. If we were there, we will have to show you where the symbolic grave was.
And how is this tournament for this year? This year's tournament different from the other tournaments? As you have mentioned that in the previous year, you used to have this fight there at the dip, but you decided to move it to the stadium.
You see, I moved them here so that even women should get a chance of coming and see how are we playing it. So you see, here at the stadium, because it is a stadium, we allow everybody to be around. That's why you see all the other people around this village are in here. So in my ground, in the ritual ground, women are not allowed to come closer to where the boxers are fighting. They are allowed to come to sell only fruits and to sell the drinks like Mabundu and others. But you see, as we are doing this, young people are seeing what we are doing. It will never end, because when we are growing up, the young ones comes on.
Since this morning, Mr. Nevada, we saw so many blows being exchanged and punches, and we saw the blood flowing on some of the participants here. But we see there are no paramedics or the first aid on standby. How do you treat these injuries and unfortunates?
The paramedics are here. They are outside the fence. They were there so that if in the community there is another injury or whatever, they will go there, but they will come back again. What we are having here is that immediately when you are fighting with your opponent, if you become to start to bleed, we stop the fight and say, go and stop your bleeding. If your bleeding is not stopping, we're going to stop the fight.
By the end of the day, what are you expecting, or what are you expecting to achieve?
At the end of the day today, Mr. Matsila, as the one who has staged this thing, is going to give a lot of money to the fighters. So we're expecting that our boxers, our fighters are going to get something to eat at home, like Christmas and New Year.
Can you speculate maybe how much the winner will take home?
The winner, I'm telling you, he will not get less than 7,000 today.
We thank you so much, Mr. Chidizine Vanda, for this interview with us. That was the president, the founder and the president of the Musangwe, who was telling us that he takes pride as well on this fight, and he's looking at the interview. He's also saying that what he's expecting this afternoon is that the winner will take up almost the 7,000. And you'll remember, this is for the first time in the history of Musangwe where a winner will take something back home, like in a sense of an incentive. In the past, these people that you see behind me fighting, they are fighting for the pride, they are fighting for the villages and their families. There were no incentive whatsoever that the fighters had to take home. But because of they love their culture so much, every year they come in this sunny, hot Limpopo day and come and have fun. Back to you, studio. Thank you so much.
All right, Danganeni, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated.